It's very important, and I understand the work that goes into that. The reason I showed my favorite, video and show growing up, I remember I was watching it, when I was growing up. I would never think of the production aspect and how much work actually went into that show. And then I got older and realized the production value and what actually went into just something as short as that intro and the work that they would put into that. It's actually pretty incredible with Paul Rubens and Mr. White doing the artwork. It was something that really took a lot of time and a lot of effort to get the proper camera angles, the writing, the videography, the claymation for it, the puppet design. All of that took an immense amount of work, and that's something that you just don't see anymore, and it's something that is kind of left behind with the computer technology that is available. But the biggest and most important thing that that show offered was content. So content was the key to that show. It had proper writing. Everything was extremely well planned out and executed. So that's something that I really, really want to drive home. Is it's a lot of hard work. It's something that's extremely it's kind of an afterthought nowadays, especially with the availability of technology to everyone. So you could do your own podcast, your own video cast. It's had a trickle-down effect. But at the time this came out, there was only 3 stations in most markets, maybe even 2. So within that, you had the studio houses producing this content. And so at the time, you had, in my opinion, what is a greater level quality because you had professionals producing the content, whereas today it's great because it's wide open, anybody can produce content, but the quality has also kind of slid down. So I just my point with this is just something fun and something to lighten the mood and open up with, but also as I'm sitting there, the content still holds up with little kids. I watch this with my niece and nephews, my girlfriend's daughter, and they still love it. It still has proper writing and a lot of great content that people can still really enjoy. And I believe that's the true test of a show. Something I consider the Andy Griffith Show still has that same thing. People can watch that now and they still love it and still enjoy it. New generations. Twilight Zone. It's about the story. They're telling stories, and the content is well thought out. So while we have all this technology and things are available, that doesn't mean that better content's coming out. So I really, encourage people to think about this. And what I also loved about the show is it had a throwback to older generations. So next we have long form documentary. The winner for that is Brittany Mick from Newark High School. And it was Lincoln County Common Jail Part 2.
So for this video, I just had done a lot of research on the Lincoln County Historic Jail. I really enjoyed it, and I just wanted to show some of the weird stuff that goes on in there when other people aren't around.
Hold on a second, we got double awards for you, so if you want to hang out. She also won for long form narrative for Lost in This Moment. So if you'd like to say a few words about that, I'd appreciate it.
So for this video, I just, was hanging out with my little brother and my cousin, and I was like, hey, you guys want to make a video? And they're like, yeah, sure. So, I don't know, just kind of filmed some stuff and threw it together, and yeah, that's how
Thank you. For video newscast, we had Jordan Tapia, Robert Thomas, and Jacob Roberts from Newark High School, and they won. Their program was Newark High School Today for a video newscast.
The video we did, it was kind of just for fun. Like we care about our school, but the news part of it just made it even better. Like us getting to be up there and talk to all the students around the school. Just
Yeah, it's cool. The students, they have they show the videos in our commons and around the school. We have TVs hanging up, so they play the newscasts all the time. So
it's nice to see people say, "Hey, that's you on the TV." It just kind of feels good.
All right. Our last winner for the evening is going to be in the video game category. All right. So the last thing I would like to do is just bring everybody up that won an award, and this is a chance for you guys to ask them about their creative process, what kind of equipment they use, all of that kind of fun stuff. So if you guys would all come up here, and we'll kind of take turns going down the line. This is where Greg, feel free to ask whatever you'd like. If you guys would like to kind of huddle around this podium here.
Greg, you're probably the best
And I'll
technical
just
skill
kind of
person
repeat
to
any
ask him
questions you
anything.
guys have for these guys. Who would like to go first? I will go first. Okay. For you guys' video projects, if you guys want to talk about the kind of cameras you're using, if you know, what kind of mics. Canon?
Yeah, I know.
Now, as far as your video, was it like multi-shot or was it?
Yeah, it was done at a bunch of different schools.
Okay. As far as you guys, this is kind of a general question for everybody, like, what challenges did you face? I mean, were you guys rushed? I mean, when did you start your projects? You know, what kind of time frame are you on? And if you guys kind of just want to go, you know, down through and discuss like what that creative process is and kind of the workflow. So, I'll let you guys go here.
Well, I had to have mine by the end of the week, and it was kind of stressful because I had to have part of the scene at my home football game, and I had to get the whole student section to hold up the sign. And I had to make the sign that day, so it was kind of wet, so it got all over our shirts and stuff. So it was a process.
For my Licking County Historic Jail video, I actually only had one day to film it all, and I got there at about noon, and I had to have it all like filmed by 4 because they were actually running like a haunted house out of it. So all of like the audio underneath of it is like actual haunted house noises, and I was trying to get it all finished before people were down there screaming and you couldn't hear people talking.
we didn't really have a time limit for our newscasts. It took us a few days to shoot just because it's hard to communicate with the camera guys and the TV and audio and all of that. But it took us a few days just to perfect everything.
So, would you be doing that like weekly? Or?
Yeah, we did it about twice or 3 times a week. We would do newscasts.
Okay, so what would you say like the average like turn time would be on per show? Like how many hours would you work on per show?
I wouldn't say
Give or take.
hours. I'd say
Maybe like an hour maybe per show because it would take us about 2 days to film each episode.
as if we're lucky. We dealt with some freshmen, so.
Great, thank you.
I had about 2 months to work on my game, and I faced a ton of different problems that seemed like they just kept coming up. And yeah.
What kind of software? What is that process
I
like?
used Multimedia Fusion 2, which is basically like a drag and drop interface for creating 2D computer games.
Thank you. Anybody have any further questions?
On that short film with your brother, did you actually sit down and write that story for yourself, or did you just kind of compose it in your mind as you went along?
I just kind of kept it in my mind. I mean, like I had a few things written down what I wanted to do with it, but I mean, it just kind of happened in my head.
Madison, did you have a script for your video?
No, I kind of it came along as I was doing it, so new people
Well, we just made a farewell video for Mr. Archery because this is last year at NHS, and we all worked on it together, so that was very fun to make.
I created a video with Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, about common aquarium fish. That was probably my favorite video I made.
I'm currently working on a video for my boyfriend's graduation present, and it's a music video to Anywhere With You, and that's a pretty fun video because we go on adventures a lot and find abandoned buildings and stuff, and I'm putting all that together, so.
Mine would probably be the one I submitted just because I got to use a bunch of different effects in my video that I don't usually get to use in regular videos.
He asked the same question I did.
Oh.
So. Great minds.
Anyone else?
I have one question. So do any of you plan to continue maybe in media or in video at all? Yeah. People are making stuff? Awesome.
Great, well, thank you guys, excellent job. Well, in conclusion, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out for the Student and Media Awards here at Ohio University Zanesville. There's a lot of great activities as far as the arts and humanities that are available here to the public on a regular basis, and I encourage you guys to stay in touch with our website. We also reach out to the newspapers and stuff, and in particular in Zanesville, there's absolutely a lot of things here for people. So really appreciate all the submissions. Excellent job, and really that's the biggest step, is doing things, like getting started and having a foundation and learning and doing things and learning from your mistakes and growing from them and not being stagnant. That's where the growth is, just keeping busy. And then as you grow, you'll learn more of the production side, the planning, and like I said, some of these efforts. And when I was a child, like I said, watching Pee-wee's Playhouse, I didn't understand any of the production that went into that. But after I got my education and have been more involved in this, I realized it was just a tremendous, tremendous amount of work. So you guys have taken an excellent first step, and it's really shown, and you should be extremely proud of what you guys have all done. And just continue to grow, continue to learn. Thank you very much for coming this evening, and you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.